This journey is hard, but it is important. How many times must we fail at our mission before we realize its importance? Why do we retain? We retain because to not do so is to invite misery. We all know where the path of failure ends. In the spirit of success, let me share some wisdom. Our bodies are subject to desires and passions. From these things we cannot escape. However, what we seek to do in retaining our seed is to channel this force into ourselves rather than into others. We should not waste our energy on the repetitive patterns of false fulfillment that results from intimate relationships with females, who eventually become either unsatisfactory to us or dissatisfied by us, and with whom all relationships end in misery. Look at how a man who maintains a long-term relationship or family life for many years experiences great dissatisfaction in the relationship. Just look at any such man, and you will see how wasted and misdirected his energy is, and how his woman subtly or not so subtly disrespects him, bosses him around, expects of him things he cannot or does not wish to provide, or otherwise causes him discontent and a loss of power. Even if he manages to maintain a cordial relationship with his partner, eventually deep dissatisfaction takes hold if he is not a retainer. The unknown attraction towards women and men, and happiness in their company is the seed of the sex impulse. This attraction, which is like a bubble in the beginning, later on assumes the form of a formidable, uncontrollable wave of strong passion or sexual appetite. Beware, generate the spiritual wave of devotion through meditation and yoga and kill this attraction in the bud. You must understand the psychological working of the sex impulse. When there are itches on the body, mere scratching of them is a pleasure. The sex impulse is only a nervous itching. The satisfaction of this impulse begets a delusive pleasure, but it has a disastrous effect on the spiritual well-being of the person. Semen retention is akin to meditating after being attacked by a mosquito. One feels the itch, one knows that it will subside, and one must use the itch itself to bring awareness to the reactivity of the mind, and thereby gain wisdom through the experience. If one is able to discipline oneself to avoid scratching the itch, the desire will pass, and one's will shall have become 1 iota stronger than before. It is with the accumulation of many such iotas that one gradually obtains increased willpower and ability to create magic in the world, otherwise known as making that which is as yet unreal but visualized become real. Remember, the satisfaction of this impulse begets a delusive pleasure. The pleasure is delusive. It is a delusion, a falsehood, a lie. It is a lie because it is momentary and produces a persistent and negative after effect. This refractory period after sense satisfaction is like an injury from which the mind, body, and spirit must recover. To be healthy, we must stop injuring ourselves. When we stop spending all our energy recovering from damage, we are able to build ourselves up to a new level. Lust is powerful. It carries a flowery bow equipped with 5 arrows. One arrow causes fascination in young men when they see a beautiful form. Another arrests their attention. The third intoxicates them. The fourth arrow causes intense attraction towards the form. The fifth arrow inflames and burns their heart. It pierces their cardiac chambers deeply. This sequence is progressive. If we allow each one to run its course and successively birth our ego into the next phase by running after it with desire attachment, we are pulled deeper into the black hole which ends in our obliteration. Each stage is more damaging and hurtful to our spirit than the last. Fascination we can break away from and go about our day. Emaciation and burning require some deep healing to recover from. Let us stop the flow of this process at its root before it even begins. Lust makes intellectual persons, great orators, ministers, and research scholars, doctors and barristers, as pet dogs in the laps of young ladies. Make no mistake, brothers, that we have, by choosing this path, chosen to become aware of a kind of war being waged within us. And now that we are aware, we realize that this war must be won. Many and varied are the roads to failure, but narrow and straight is the road to success. This reminds us that all men are subject to this war, and even many brilliant men still turn into a pet dog with a withering glance from a young lady. Are we pet dogs who wish to be placed within the power of any female, or are we to become men in the truest sense? In the sense that all of the sages, wise spirits, and guardians want us to become men. We must grow up out of the mindset of boys with hands in their pants, 2 men, whom nothing can take off a path we have chosen to tread.